guys, welcome back to my channel. So guys, this class you're going to be doing something different from what you've been doing. So now today I'm teaching you how to take proper body measurements, because I think it's a problem that most of our fashion designers are facing right now. They don't really know how to take perfect body measurement. So today I'll be taking a perfect body measurement to show you how you're supposed to take your measurement on your clients. So we'll start with the full body measurements, then trouser measurements. So we are going to be taking all these measurements on one of my students. But before we continue, before we proceed, please subscribe to my channel. Click on the subscribe button and click on share so others can see it. Spread the good news. So let's get to class. So guys, while taking any measurement, we'll start with the shoulder measurement. We'll have what we call shoulder to bust point, shoulder to under bust, shoulder to front half length, shoulder to back half length. We'll have a round bust, round under bust, round waist, our blouse length, or you can call it blouse hip. Now we'll be taking the round circumference of that blouse hip. I'll show you where you can take those measurements. Then you still need your neck depth, blouse length, which is our blouse hip length, then the bust height, the buster part. We'll have what we call a cross back. So we'll have what we call the low stomach. We'll have what we call the low stomach. Then our hip point, that is from our waist to hip, which you can also take from the shoulder to the hip, but it's better to take from your waist to your hip. I'll show you how to take all these measurements. Then we'll have what we call above knee, our knee point, ankle, floor length. This is when you're making a trouser or a skirt. Then a skirt length, waist to knee, waist to ankle, waist to floor, round knee, round ankle, have round foot. Then when you get to the sleeve, we'll have bicep points, fitted bicep point, elbow point, and long sleeve point. So now we need all the circumference for all these points. We need all the circumference for all these points. I think I will list all the measurements you will need. On our description, I'm going to be listing all the measurements that you're going to need, that you're supposed to take on your clients. If any client walks into your shop to take any measurements, you're going to take all these measurements on the client. So you will not be going back and forth taking measurements. So you will have the person's measurements. Only when the person adds weight or reduces, that's when you're supposed to take a new measurement. So when you do this, all the measurements are not going to be changing. It's just some that is going to correct. So now I will start with the shoulder measurement on my client. To take the shoulder measurement, see the way my client is standing. So this is what I'm doing. I'm taking her hair to the front. Now to get the shoulder measurement, to get my client's measurement, shoulder measurement, what I'll do is take her hair to the front. And now what you need to do is to check for the shoulder bone. There is what we call shoulder bone. So you make sure you can feel your client's shoulder bone gently. Or if you can't feel it, because some people's own is they have flesh at the shoulder, what you have to do is tell your client to raise her hand a little this way. You can tell your client to raise her hand this way and down. So then when the person is raising the person's hand like that, make sure you're going to feel the shoulder bone, which is here. Our shoulder bone is here. So you do the same thing for this other side. I can feel her shoulder bone. which is here. But you can also tell her that she should raise her hand the same way. So her shoulder to shoulder is here. So I'm going to be measuring that. Like this. I'm going to be placing this tape like so on the shoulder. Make sure you have the shoulder bone on the shoulder. So with these points, with this way, her shoulder measurement is 14.5. So her shoulder measurement is 14.5. Now the next thing I'll be doing is to get her points, the bust point, the under bust, the waist. So what I'll do, I'll tell her to turn to the front and I'll go to the side. You're not supposed to stand, while taking your client's measurement, you're not supposed to stand on the person's front. You're supposed to go to the side, like what I'm doing. So now, from that shoulder bone, you make sure your tape is there. Do not take your tape out of the shoulder bone. Some people make this mistake. So this will give you the perfect nipple point, under bust point, and the waist point. Now, as you can see, I'm tying a tape on her waist. This is to tell us that we'll have 2 waist points. Now this can serve while some people like their trouser to come down or their skirt to come down, while some like it to be on their true waistline. Now this is our true waistline. The tiniest part of your waist is your true waistline. Now this is her true waistline, and this is the fullest part of her waist, and this is the smallest part of her waist. So your half length is supposed to stop on your true waistline. That is where your half length is supposed to stop. While making anything that has a joining, it's supposed to stop here. But while making a skirt or a trouser, your half length, your skirt band is supposed, if you want it to come all the way to this point, it can. But some people like it to be on the true waistline. So now, what we'll do is to take from her shoulder point to her nipple point. Now this is how you take the nipple point. You place your tape on the shoulder and down to the nipple point. Now if you can't get the nipple point, always communicate with your client by asking her, please ma'am, where is your nipple? She can just point and you take that point. If you don't do that, you're not going to get the exact nipple point. So this is the mistake some of us make while taking measurements, because whatever mistake you make on your measurements, it will affect that dress that you're making. So your measurement is supposed to be very accurate. So this is what you do. You come down to the nipple point and ask, where is your nipple here? Yes. Yeah. So here is a nipple point, which is 8.5. 8.5. Here is 9. Is it here or up? Here. Here. Okay. Now this is 8.5. This is her nipple point. 8.5. Here. Yes. Yeah. 8.5. This is just to confirm that it is 8.5. Now from there, you come down to the under bust. Please do not take your tape out while measuring this. You come down to the under bust and make sure your tape is at the under bust. Now to guide you while taking your client's measurements, make sure the person is wearing a very fitted bra. So this will help you to get a perfect curve for your client. Now, without moving my tape, I'll still come down to the under bust. So 12.5 is good. 12.5, here is 12. So her under bust is 12.5. Make sure you take your tape to under the bust. you're taking it inside under the bust. Don't keep it this way. It should go in. If you don't do this, her bust point and her under bust is going to be short, and the cup is not going to fit your client properly. So you're going to take it under the bust. That's 12.5. Now, after doing this, you're going to be taking out your hand from the shoulder like this. You take out your hand and make sure your tape is still straight. So you're going to come to the down part of your true waistline. You're not going to take the measurements on above the tape. You're going to come down. So which here we'll have 15.5 for her under bust. For her half length, we'll have 15.5. So this will work perfectly for any dress that she's making and that she's having a joining here. But peplum will be very nice on her. So some people like to add ½ inch to their waistline, to their true waistline. They want their joining to come down a little. So she can use 16, but 15.5 will work perfectly for her. Now I can take out my tape. Now, since we've gotten the shoulder to the half length, this is the front half length. We'll move to the back half length. Now, for the back half length, you will do the same thing, placing your tape on the shoulder bone and coming down to the back half length. Now, wherever your back starts sloping in from, our back has slope. Why you need this back half length is because the front and the back is not equal. So you always need your back half length whenever you're making a padded blouse or a gown that you need to pad. You need it to have a cup. So from there, I'm going to slant my tape all the way till that point where her back starts sloping in from, which is 14 inches. So 14 inches here is her back half length. Now, after taking these measurements, you need a round circumference of all these points that we've taken. Now we'll start with the round bust. To take the round bust, you'll still standing at the side of your client, and you're taking the round bust this way, okay? And notice something, that my hand, I'm only using my 2 fingers inside the tape. You're not going to be putting all your fingers inside the tape. So 34 is okay for her. So her round bust is 34. For her round bust, we'll have 34. And now from there, I will go to the under bust. Now, do you know that while taking a measurement, you should know that the bust area is your pivotal point. It's a very, very crucial point in your body. If you miss it at any point on the bust, you've missed your measurement. So you're supposed to be very careful while taking this measurement. Now, I'll go to the under bust. It has to be very firm while taking your under bust. It should be very, very firm, because this will help you to hold the breast, and when you make that dress, you are not going to be wearing bra. It will hold you very well. So your measurement should be firm and not loose. So come to her under bust and do the same thing. You are going to put only 2 fingers there, which is 27. For her round under bust, 27. Now, after doing that, you come to the true waistline, and you're going to be taking the same thing on the tape that you've tied. So here, 26 is her round waist. 26 is her round waist. It has to be firm. It has to be firm. Okay, yeah. 26.5. Okay, here. So 26.5 is a round waist. It has to be taken firm. Now, we've gotten those circumference. Now, what you need is this distance between the true waistline and the fullest part of her waist, which is her low stomach. This is how to get a person's low stomach. I dropped a video on how to make a pencil skirt with low closing of low stomach. If you would like to see that video, check on the description. I will leave a link to that video. So I'll come down from this true waistline to the fullest part of her waist to get her low stomach. There are some people that have this low stomach that is bulging out. When you close your low stomach on your skirt, you're not going to be seeing that. So from there, I will come this way to this point. We have 4.5 for her low stomach. 4.5. Okay. We have 4.5 as our low stomach. So this is the point you can use to close your low stomach. Now the next thing I will do is to take the hip point. Now you're taking the hip point from you're taking it from your true waistline to your hip point. Now when taking the hip measurement, the hip point, you will ask your client to please tilt a little for you to get the hip bone. You make sure that your hand is on the hip bone. So please. Yes. So now this is her hip bone. Here is her hip bone. Now you're going to be taking from the true waistline to her hip bone. So her hip point is 8 inches. That is her hip point. Now I'm going to take the round circumference of that hip this way. Now make sure that the tape is in the middle of her butt. And on that hip point, you're going to do this. Your hip measurement should also be firm. So while doing this, you're going to take your tape all the way down and up. Make sure there is nothing that is holding it, and up, down. So we'll have 37.25 as our hip measurement, her round hip circumference. We'll have 37.2 as our round hip circumference. So the next thing we'll be doing is to get the blouse length. Now this is for people that love doing madam blouse, or wherever you're making a top and you want your blouse to stop there. Like me, I love my blouse to stop exactly where my top is stopping. So you're going to come down. Now making sure that your tape is on the underbust here, and you're going to be leaving your tape and coming down to, you ask your client, please ma'am, where do you like your blouse to stop? So you go down to that point here. On this case, this our blouse length is 23, so I'll stop there. This is 23. Now you will be needing the round blouse hip. Now taking the blouse hip point. Now we need a round blouse hip. So this is how to take your round blouse hip. On that point, this is what you do. We'll have 36 as a round blouse hip. So guys, the next measurement we'll be needing is the bust height and the bust apart. So to take your client's bust height, you're going to be taking from our round bust, from the side of our round bust. Now you're going to be using your bra as a guide. You know our bra has a hook at this point, at the side. You're going to be taking from that side to the nipple point. You also ask your client, please, is this your nipple point here or here. Here. So now her bust height is 4.5. Here, 4.5. Now from there you take out your tape and also place it to get your bust height, to get your bust apart or your bust apex. You're going to be placing your tape from one nipple to the other side of her nipple, of the bust. So you're going to be doing that. Also ask the client to touch her nipple. So here. 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 So the bust height, the bust apart is 6 inches. If it's from here to this point, then her bust apart or bust apex is 6 inches. So this is how to get the bust height and the bust apart. Now moving to across back measurement. To get your client across back measurement. To get your client across back measurement. Now the across back is from the shoulder to this point, where our armhole, back armhole starts deepening in from. This is where your her bust across back is. Now to get the across back, you need to place your tape on the shoulder bone, which is here. You're coming down to the across back point. So here I said from the shoulder to where your armhole, back armhole start deepening from is here. So it's going to come down there, which is 6 inches as her across back point. That's the length of her across back. Now after getting the length of your across back, you need the width of your across back, which you're going to be taking from this point, that point where our back arm will start deepening in from, to the other part. So now we got 6 inches as the length of her across back. Now to check your width, you place the tape like this and check what we have. We have 16 inches as her across back width. Okay. Now if you need a neck depth, maybe your client wants her neck, the neck of the dress or the blouse to come down a little. She doesn't want if you want a sweetheart neck, so and she tell you that let it please stop at this point. So you can do that by taking your measurement, that which is your neck depth. From the shoulder to you slant your tape to that point. If you want a sweetheart can come down as deep as 9 inches or 8 inches. It depends on what the client wants. So this is how to take your neck depth. Now moving on to the down part. I think we are done with the upper bodies. Moving to the down part. Now from there you need your waist. You've gotten your waist to knee. Now we need your waist to your above knee, waist to knee, waist to ankle, and waist to floor length. Now to get your waist to knee, from this point, from the true waistline, you're going to be coming down to the waist to above knee. Now at this point you need to come down, you need to bend down to get an accurate measurement. So your waist, the waist to above knee. Above knee, you can use 3 inches above the knee, or while taking the measurement, you see this point that our knee, the side of our knee dips from. So you're going to start from there, and you will see where you're going to for the above knee. Her above knee is 18.5 or 18 inches is very good for those that want to use a perfect above knee. If you're making a mermaid skirt, if she uses 18 inches, it will be very nice for her. Please stand up. 18 inches will be very nice. So from there, I will take the knee measurement, the knee point. From there, this is our knee point. 23. The knee points should, don't take the knee points at the front. You have to come down to the side. So after taking the knee point, you still take out your hand and come down to the ankle. Her ankle length, go to her ankle. So now, for the ankle, you make sure you're touching your client's ankle, which her ankle is 41.5. And coming down to the floor length, you allow your tape to flow on the floor. Floor length is 44, but the perfect floor length will be 45 because it has to pour to be 45. Now this is how to take the length. Now when you're taking a trouser measurement, when you want to make a trouser for your client and you want to take the measurements, you will be needing the round knee, the round ankle, the round foot. Now to get these measurements, we'll start by taking the knee measurements. Now you are going to tell your client to tilt a little, push out the knee to the front, like so. So you're going to be taking the round knee measurement while your client's leg is like this. So this is 16 inches as her round knee. This will be perfect for a straight trouser. So her round knee is 16 inches. Moving to the ankle. Now to take an ankle measurement for your client, please come. Yes. To take an ankle measurement for your client, you're going to tell your client to lift her leg this way, and you're going to be taking the ankle measurement this way. So this is perfect, and you pull. Please take off your slippers. You tell your client to take out her shoe, and you're going to be doing this. And you pull the tape out of the leg and check what you have. We have 13 inches as a round ankle. Now, after doing that, you need the round foot. Now, luckily, she's wearing a slippers. Now, I'll be using the slippers to get her round foot. This is for those making a boot cut. There's a trouser that you call boot cut that covers around the shoe. So now with this, you will use your client's shoe to do that. I will also show you if the person is not wearing a shoe or does not want to remove her shoe, you will take it on the leg. So please. Now you will take out the shoe. Please take out the shoe. And measure around the shoe. Take it to the front, please. And measure around the shoe. Your shoe. So this is how to take. You take what you have round. It has to come round and like this. So this will give us a good measurement. This is 24. 24 inches is a round foot. So but when you take it this way, when the person wears her shoe, it is going to show, except you're going to be adding allowances around the foot. So this is what you do. If the person is not wearing a shoe, this is what you will do. This is tight. You will add allowance all through like this. So this is okay. So this will give you the same thing or more. We'll have 25 if it's like this. So with this one, with this type of measurement for trousers, if you're making a boot cut, it's going to fit very well on your client. It's going to flow. So the next thing I'll be doing is we'll move to the sleeve, and that is the last measurement we'll be taking, the sleeve measurement. Now to take your sleeve measurement, what you need to do is to take, now for the sleeve we have bicep point, fitted bicep, elbow point, and the cuff point. Now for the bicep point, what you need to do is, your bicep is the fullest part of the arm, and the fitted bicep is the slimmer part before you get to your elbow. Now from your neck point, from your shoulder point, which is a shoulder bone, apple bone, you come down to her bicep. Now for her biceps is 5 inches. Bicep is 5 inches. Fitted bicep is 8 inches. So now we are going to be taking round that bicep. This is how to get your round bicep point. How the 12, the fitted is 11. So it's 1 inch difference. Now to take your elbow point, you are still going to place your tape on the shoulder bone and ask your client to please keep her hand this way, and you're taking to that elbow point, which is 15. So from there, you lift your hand and move to the long sleeve point. You're going to stop here where we have our bone. So we are going to stop there, which is 26 for her. So while her hand is still like that, you take your round elbow, putting it on the elbow point, because if you don't do this, when you wear a shirt, the shirt is going to drag. So a round elbow is 11 inches. Before you get to the round cuff. Now while taking the round cuff measurement, this is what you do. You make sure it is not tight, and you're going to ask your client to please remove her hand as if she's taking off a shirt. So you're going to be doing this. As she's doing this, you try to shift out your tape a little bit, and here her round cuff is 9 inches. So guys, we've come to the end of this class, and I believe that you've really learned a lot from it. You've really learned a lot. I believe you've really learned a lot from it. So this is the end of the class, and what I do for my clients, I have a measurement form for all my clients. This is my measurement form. This is what I use for all my clients. All the measurements are all here. So whenever I take all these measurements, I do not need any other measurements to make their cloth fit perfectly. Now, as you can see, I did not take the armhole point or the chest line, because I have some tutorials where I've dropped how to take accurate body measurements without taking those measurements on your client. So now you have some calculations to do to get those measurements, and it's going to give you a perfect measurement for that client. I'll also drop that link on the description, so you still check it out to know how to take basic measurement to get without taking those measurements on your clients. So the chest line is among, or the armhole line is among those measurements. So it will give you a perfect line for any measurement that you're making. So this will give you the point for any measurements, any size at all. This will give you a perfect point. So you can also do this. You list out all your measurements. I have all this for all my clients, how to take their measurements. Every measurement I will need to make a dress for them to fit properly. This is what I use as my measurement form. So thank you guys for watching, and please thank you for staying till the end of this class. I love you all. Bye, and see you on our next class.